Welcome back to Sahara TV. My name is Rodolfo Okonkwo. In 6 days' time, the Nigerian government will change hands from the PDP to the APC. The political atmosphere in Nigeria is heating up. We are happy to have joining us now to help us analyze the situation, the general editor of Premium Times, Mr. Festus Owete. Mr. Owete, welcome to Sahara TV.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So the big news this morning was the drama surrounding Senator-elect Kashamu.
Yeah.
There's news report that his house is surrounded by agents of the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency. What do you know about the situation?
Well, if you may recall, former President Olusegun Obasanjo was shouting about this matter. He was talking about this issue about a year or 2 years ago, and that was one of the reasons he was dissatisfied with what was going on in the People's Democratic Party, the PDP. He was angry that a man wanted for drug-related charges or offenses in the U.S., has suddenly become the leader of the ruling party, or a leader of the ruling party. And so he was angry with this. And surprisingly, the party went on to nominate him. Of course, he did primaries, but I just want to believe that he had the support of the party. He was nominated for to carry the flag on the senatorial, that is Ogun East Senatorial District, the party's ticket. He won that ticket. And he won the main election. And everybody is saying, why should somebody who is wanted for drug offenses in the U.S. be elected a senator? Now, brother, you can imagine such a situation where somebody, a criminal, although no court has convicted him, but you can imagine a situation where somebody that is wanted for such a serious offense is coming to make law for Nigeria. No, it shows that we are not getting it right. It shows that there is something wrong somewhere. And that is why some people are happy that the impunity of this of the party that is going, that is the PDP. People are happy that the party is going because impunity was just becoming something else. How can you give your ticket to somebody who was wanted, and the former president, a senior member, let me put it this way, a former senior member of your party, because he saw his membership card last February, a senior member of your party was shouting that this cannot be our leader, but you gave your ticket to him. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to say, let's look at what's happening today now. So we spoke to the head of Kashamu, and he's saying that this is a move by Bode George's wife, that this is a personal thing, that this is not something being done by the government. Who is behind this move, and why now?
Well, I was surprised to read that on our site, that Bode George and his wife are behind this. And of course, I really don't know. I can't say anything, to confirm or dispute that. But I think what is happening shows that we want to get it right. I know the coming government, APC, does not have a hand in it because they have no power to do so for now. But if he's picking on Bode George and his wife, well, that is for him. But I think it shows that I really don't know who is behind, but that is what he said.
But could it be that because of the problems within the PDP, that is what led to this move by maybe a section of the party? Or do you think it's the government? Do you think that Jonathan decided at this point that let's move on him?
No, I don't think so. I don't think Jonathan and even this administration. I don't think Jonathan is behind that. I really don't think so. That is my personal opinion. Because I've not had, this thing just happened this morning. We have not been able to get the background information, I mean the hidden information behind this. But I don't think, to me, I don't think Jonathan will do this at this point in time. Although the other day there was somebody EFCC went after, and some people were suggesting that it was the president, and that why now? But I don't think the president has the time to do that now. I don't think he wants to get at anybody for now. So when the man said it was Bodejod and his wife, I was saying, well, it might be internal crisis within the Southwest PDP. I don't know if they had issues before now. Because I was really surprised to read things, to read the story that Bodejod and his wife are behind this. They are all PDP chieftains in the Southwest. Perhaps they had issues. And that was why they had to, maybe Bodejod had to use his right to go after him. But I really cannot confirm, But I don't, like I said earlier, I really do not think Jonathan will be doing it. If Jonathan has to do that, then there are so many people he has to go after, before he hands over, just in 1 week's time, So, because there are many of them, I'm not talking about drug offenses now, but we know there are so many of them. Even some of them who are going to the Senate now, who are going to the National Assembly now, they have cases before the courts.
Yeah.
And so, does it mean that Jonathan will also go after these guys? So I do not believe. It might be true, it might not, but I do not believe. I'm talking about my personal opinion now.
Yes.
Because I don't have any information as regards that. I'm talking about my personal. Yes, if I had information, I would say it. But I do not think Jonathan will be doing that. For what?
Yeah. Now, what about the political elite? Were they waiting for someone like Kashamu to come to Abuja and be a senator? Were they anticipating that? Or they didn't have any opinion about that?
I really don't know, because I have not met anybody talk about Buruji coming to the Senate, and I have not met. What I think the closest the only thing I've heard people say, and those are the people who respond to our stories, people who comment our stories. People are just saying, why is it that a man like this is coming to make laws for Nigeria? That means if he's going to make laws for Nigeria, he will also make a drug, pushing of a drug trafficking legal. Some of these things. And some of these guys can be funny when they comment on these stories. But I've not really, I've not started any whether Senator-elect, House of Rep member-elect, or any top politician, even APC. I'm sufficiently close to the APC national chairman, but I have not, I've never had him discuss the issue of Buruji Kashamu. So, I have not had anybody discuss that or other. The only thing I can say is that some of these guys who comment on our stories, they have been surprised that such a person could win an election. Even in Southwest state that is Southwest, they say Southwest is ahead politically when it comes to. I really don't know how to put it now, but I think when it comes to intellectual and other things, Southwest is ahead of other political zones.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to other stories. Activities for the inauguration already started in Abuja, and just yesterday, President-elect Buhari left Nigeria for London. Media reports from his office, they said that he went on a private visit. But today we are seeing that he met with the Prime Minister of Britain. Were you satisfied with the way that was handled?
Yeah, because we just woke up yesterday morning, to read the news. I mean, that the President-elect had traveled. I traveled yesterday morning. And I was wondering why he had to travel just a week before his inauguration. I was wondering, and I discussed that with my colleagues. even at our editorial meeting yesterday, I think the issue came up. We were wondering why he had to travel. Because until the statement was issued, or even after that statement was issued, some people had the impression that he had even sneaked out to London for a medical checkup. Well, people were already discussing it, but it was not what we could confirm as at yesterday. Because I did call one of these guys in the media and the publicity office of the APC there, campaign office, and I was trying to find out why he traveled. Why would he travel at this point in time? Were people not reading into this tweet that he has just made? And the guy was saying he really didn't know at that point. That is why I'm using he didn't. He really didn't know why he traveled, but because he had to issue a statement, which was directed to issue, but that he will get back to me to give me maybe the information, the reason behind the trip. But we have seen now that he has met with some senior British citizens and all that. I don't know if the way it was handled was too good, but I also want to believe that some of these guys that work in that office are not impressed with the way it was handled. Ordinarily, the president-elect is, should I call him a public
official?
Official, and so if a president-elect is going to travel out, Nigerians should know, not by sneaking out. I recall that when I was in the Punch newspapers, I recall when Obasanjo was president-elect. He was going to visit some countries, and a statement was issued that he was going to travel to several countries, before his inauguration. But that was long before his inauguration, not 1 week or 2 weeks, long before his inauguration. I think I can recall that vividly. So I'm not impressed. Personally, I'm not impressed with the way it was handled, because it gave room to speculations. These are the type of things that will give room, to people like Fayoshe, this world, what is his name, Faneka, of this world, to say whatever they want to say about the president. I told you, he has picked out the game for medical, although they didn't say that this time around. But I'm saying that this is the type of thing that, that could lead to speculations, that the man is not still well, there's not for medical operation, a medical checkup, and all that. So me personally, I was not impressed, with the way it was handled. I think we should know. The president, permitted to use the word public or property. The president-elect has become a public property. He's living, he receives visitors in the defense house, and that is owned by the government. By the government, it's secured by the security agents and all that. So if he's going to travel, we should know. That is my point. It could be a day, it could be 2 days before he travels. But Nigeria should have the privilege of knowing that the president is traveling.
All right, let's go to another issue, which is the transition committee of Buhari and that of Jonathan. There continues to be stories that they are not cooperating, that they are not working hand in hand. Now, what is going on with those committees?
Well, Lai Mohammed, the spokesperson of
APC.
APC. About 2 weeks ago, he came out with this press release that those guys were not the outgoing president's team. They are not cooperating. They were not cooperating with the teams set up by the president-elect. But surprisingly, Amejada, that is the head of the one that is heading the Buharis transition team. Now he came out and told the world that Lai Mohammed was not telling the truth. But surprisingly again, just 2 days ago, Buhari himself confirmed that really the Jonathan team was not cooperating with the APC. So we became surprised. We were really shocked by this revelation because of what we had read earlier. There is so much confusion. I really don't know why the Jonathan's team will be doing that. Because I expect that team, I expect the government, the outgoing government, to cooperate. Since we have only 1 week to go, and there is nothing they can do to reverse this election, the result of the election. There is nothing they can do about it. Now, every Nigerian, we voted for, or okay, let me say Nigerians voted for a change, you know, and so there is nothing they can do to reverse it. But I'm saying that I was surprised to learn that the outgoing government was not cooperating with the committee set up by Buhari. Yeah, it came to us as a shock because ordinarily we personally had expected the government to cooperate with the team set up by Buhari so that we can have a smooth transition. But whatever be the case, I still believe that we are going to have that smooth transition, despite the disagreement, misgivings, and all that, and confusion. All is going to be well.
Okay.
We are just waiting for a Friday to come and we have a new government to face.
Now, let me ask you. There are a lot of people who are coming to the Senate and the House for the first time, and one of them is Senator-elect Ben Bruce. He recently made a splash on Twitter with a speech and some tweets about his opinion about Nigerian governance. Some of those opinions brought him fame, and some people booed him. And a lot of Nigerians are asking, not just who is Ben Bruce, but is he for real? And I want to ask you the same question. Who is he, and is he for real?
Well, I saw you. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you are hearing me?
Yeah.
Okay, what I told you.
Yes.
I am a Christian, and I believe that no matter how bad somebody is, there comes a time when you realize that he's doing bad, and you have to change, repent, that is where I see them. In the Bible, we have some bad characters who were later used by God, to promote His kingdom. So that is the way I read this Ben Bruce matter. It's possible he has repented because if we recall when he was in NTA and the other places, and recently, NTA, he was DG. And later chairman, I think. The NTA didn't show didn't have those traits of a clean organization then. I'm not saying that Bruce himself was fraudulent. But all I'm trying to say is that, I think the Bruce are saying, a better reason that made him to think the way he's now thinking. And I believe, my brother, we need such people. Even though it is not real, but at least with what he has said, some of us, even in the media, will be on his trail. We'll be monitoring him, his activities. Because to be truthful to you, I was in that environment, the National Assembly environment, for close to 10 years. Let me put it that way. Close to 10 years. I reported the National Assembly for the Punch and for Daily Independent, and later for next newspapers. And I saw a lot of rot in that place. And when you go into that place, perhaps you're going to that place really, and that is why it's really. When you go into that place, even if you are going into that place as a clean person, there is that likelihood, the likelihood that you will be tainted. You will follow the crowd.
You will stand, yeah.
You follow that. There's that likelihood. But for why I'm happy with what the Bruce is doing is that by the time he goes in there, the 4 years he's going to stay there. If God keeps our lives, we are going to monitor him to see what we do. Because the underground deals that go on, underhand deals that go on deals that go on in the National Assembly. And so we just monitor him. But why I'm happy is that he has come out to say this is his position. And so perhaps some of his colleagues, by the time they are inaugurated, some of his colleagues will follow suit, possibly, and we have a better Nigeria. So that, yes, with this public posturing of Buhari, when I say public posturing, understand me, because so that I'm not saying that he has some bad things he has done, but public posturing that he is going to fight corruption, then we know that the National Assembly will help him to fight this corruption. And when the National Assembly does that, then we are going to have a clean country. My brother, if we can reduce corruption by half in this nation, I'm telling you that the citizens will enjoy this nation. That is my belief.
Now, let me ask you, apart from Ben Bruce, is there any other person that we should be watching who is coming into the National Assembly? Is there any new person, new face that might shake up the place?
Let me not say I know every one of them. Let me not say I know everyone, but the few I know, I'm not sure any of them is coming clean. I mean, coming with, should I say, clean hands. Some of these guys have been in different positions before. Even those angling to be Senate President or, Speaker, you cannot really vouch for them. I don't want to mention names, but even the two former governors, that are angling to be Senate President, they have cases.
Yes.
And so some of those things, if you are coming with a stained record, I don't know how your leadership will be able to, to pursue anti-corruption policies. I really don't know. But like I said earlier, I'm a Christian, and I believe that somebody can repent. We are looking at currently, and I believe. Okay, let me not disclose this. But what I'm trying to say is that we have a number of them who are coming to the House of Reps now and the Senate that have a criminal, not criminal cases relating to fraud. Yes, and other issues. There are many of them. Many.
Okay. We'll be monitoring and we'll be talking about this. But one last question, because we are really out of time. Your online paper reported that the National Assembly, they spent 600 billion naira in the last 6 years to pass only 106 bills. I want to know, when you wrote that report, what was the reaction of the National Assembly members who were there, and any reaction from Nigerians? Were Nigerians outraged by that report, by that fact?
Nigerians are outraged, going by their comments. But the National Assembly has not responded officially to us, to that story. They have not responded officially to us too. And we have written several stories like that. The scandals we were not able to resolve. About 10 of them. Now they are going in a week or 2 weeks time. And we have written, but to be fair, to be truthful, they have not responded to us officially. Not even the spokespersons of the Senate or the House of Reps have reached out to us to complain. Not even the public relations of the National Assembly, that is the management of National Assembly, has responded. Not even the spokesperson of the National Assembly Service Commission has responded. So there is no official response to those stories we have written, particularly including this one you have just talked about. No official response. The only thing I think when we're doing the stories, I think we try to get across to them. I think one of them, a chairman or so, that is the chairman of the Rules and Procedure Committee of the Senate. I think he did say something, but I can't remember vividly what he said.
Now, before I let you go, I want to ask you this question. You know the National Assembly very well. Do you think that David Mark will stay in the Senate when he's no longer the Senate President?
we have a precedent, and I really don't know how the Mark mind works now. Now that in 2000, in the year 2000, you recall that Chibokadibo was removed as Senate President, and also his deputy, Harun Abubakar, was also removed, and some of the principal officers of the Senate were removed. But they were coming to the National Assembly. Okadibo had his number, he was going to his seat, his seat in the chamber. He was going to his seat. And what Anion tried to do that time was to appoint him the chairman of a special committee, very special committee that was going around distributing relief materials to, I think they went to they went to Kaduna, the Secretariat crisis in Kaduna. So what I'm trying to say is that David Mark was in the Senate when that happened. And I just want to believe that he will also sit down and there is something about Christians, and because he's a good Catholic, and that is humility. Humble yourself. Humble yourself. Sit down and make laws. Represent your people. So that your people will know that they actually voted for you and you're actually representing them. So I want to believe that he will do that, because one of the things I had is doing. I think. It's not been confirmed, because I know that his spokesperson, media spokesperson, talked about that thing the other day. I understand he's also pushing for one of these guys. He's supporting one of these guys in APC to become the Senate president. And if he does that, and the person eventually emerges as the Senate president, we can work together. So I don't think there is no shame in this thing. You can sit down and do your work. 8 years, you are the Senate president. And the only thing is that the paraphernalia of office, will not be there for you. But you still have your aid. He has money to employ, personal aid that will do the work for him. So I see him. He's a humble guy. Since he left the military, he's a humble guy, and that humility has shown a number of occasions.
Okay.
So I just believe he will be there. He will sit among his colleagues, to contribute his quota to the development of this nation.
Okay. All right. We have to stop here. Festus Owete, thank you so much for joining us.
All right. Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Okay. That was Festus Owete, the general editor of Premium Times, talking about the National Assembly, the situation with Kashamu, and other stories, political stories in Nigeria. When we come back, we are still going to talk to some actors in the Nigerian political scene, including Olisa Metu, who is the publicity secretary of the PDP. So stay tuned.